It was a little bit before our meeting started.
What were your thoughts at that time?
Yeah, I mean, I let my frustration go out a little bit more than I'm supposed to on the court. But I was just focused now on getting wins, helping my teammates. Because we need wins.
You guys had the ball offensive night. You had 29 turnovers as a team. What's it like? What kind of impact you guys have
Sorry,
on the night? You had 29 turnovers. I'm sorry, 29
assist, right?
assists.
Yeah.
My bad.
I think it came from defensive end. I think on defensive end we were locked in, and then we shared the ball. So I think it was a great experience for us today. I don't know. I saw the repetition. I don't really know how I did it. I think it was a difficult situation. Probably one of the best passes I made for me. So I'm just glad it went through. No, no. I was playing dominoes. I didn't. I'll check it on the bus. I play with my father a lot, so. Yeah. That's impressive. I mean, just for him to tweet that, watching the game is impressive.
What kind of impact did McGee have on the game tonight and the rest of the night?
Great. I mean, he was everywhere. He was defending. He had the dunk, but he was everywhere. Great energy to have him out there, and he helped us a lot.
At what point in the season have you felt like he's developed into a player that can be part of the regular rotation and that you and Kai trust to be able to handle that responsibility?
I mean, since the beginning of the season, I saw his potential, even in the preseason. But he had to learn a little bit about basketball, playing the right way. But his improvement through the season was insane. Just understanding basketball-wise. And like I said last time, he's going to be a great player.
When you say he had to kind of learn, what specific things do you think he's developed with most, whether it's understanding the game or just in his skill set?
Yeah, I think I know his skill. He has the skill. That was not a problem. But just slowing down in some moments, don't speed it up. You have all the time. Learn to play it at your pace, and just understanding the game. Those were the things.
How you guys able to? What do you guys have to do in order to take this confidence from tonight and win some next game in Philadelphia?
I think today was a great lesson. Obviously they had some guys out, but when we can defend and share the ball, we can be very dangerous. So we got to build confidence on this one.
You attacked out of the post a fair amount tonight. Was that more so about matchups, or is that something that you wanted to emphasize going forward?
I think me from the post, it's a lot of times good option. You don't have to dribble the ball all the time. I think we're gonna go more to that. They tried to double, then they didn't, so we just play out of it.
Against the Hornets, you scored like 9 points out of off-ball screening actions, like pin downs and double wide pin downs. What do you like about being involved in some of those like off-ball actions?
I mean, I really like it. It gets me to rest a little bit too, so don't have to handle all the time. So I really like those spin downs and the post.
Just staying, it's my reps in the gym, just staying ready, and my teammates and coaching staff believing in me and when they finding me when I'm open and me just knocking down the open shots.
How much confidence you guys like Luka and Kyrie give you?
Yeah, we're playing with them both. They both give me confidence, just always in my ear trying to help me, asking them when I'm out there on the floor what they see, and then them just telling me, and it helps me when I'm out there, so, yeah.
Is there an example of that tonight that was particularly helpful or for someone recently?
Tonight I was talking with Kyrie, and it was in transition. He was telling me just like being aware of the clock on the last play. He's asking me like, did I see the clock and stuff like that, and I was just telling him like, yeah, I seen it. So he was just making sure that I was aware of the timing and stuff like that. So
What part of the game was that?
I want to say it might have been the second quarter going into halftime, something like that. Yeah.
You mentioned being able to catch and finish those shots. What do you think of that Luka trap on the baseline pass to you?
Oh, Yeah, that pass was crazy. I didn't think he saw me at first, and then when he saw me, I didn't think he was gonna be able to get it to me, but he did. So I was like, I gotta knock this down for him. I gotta knock it down for him. So it was a crazy pass. So.
Do you guys get more nervous when Luka makes an insane pass like that to take a shot, or do you just not have time to like?
Nah, I don't think about it. I think about knocking it down. Honestly, yeah, that's what's going through my mind. I gotta knock it down for him.
How do you learn to be ready for a pass like that? Because
Mhm.
not maybe anybody in the league can make a pass like that. So how do you learn to like expect something like that?
Just being ready. You know, he gonna find you even if you know you don't even think he gonna see you. He gonna find you. So just always being ready to shoot. So with him.
I know you guys were down after the second straight loss to the Hornets. What was the emotion of the team when you found out that Luka was going to be able to play tonight after having a 16 tackle?
You know, it's always good, you know, to have him out there on the floor with us. You know, that's top dog right there. So when he's out there, you know, we want to be playing with him. You know, we want to do whatever we can to help him. The other guys we want to do whatever we can to help him. So once we found out he was going to be back with us, you know, we were still ready to go. You know, we knew coming into this game we had to get the win. You know, coming out with a sense of urgency, you know, getting stops on the defensive side and playing in transition and moving the ball. So. Yeah, I feel like JaVale did a great job, you know, coming in with energy, you know, with defense, getting stops, you know, and offense running the floor, transition, getting easy baskets.
Yeah, I thought the guys came out from the jump ball, executed defensively and offensively, and from that point, once we got control of the game, I thought, again, another thing that we've normally let leads, you know, get chopped in half or given up a lead. I thought the guys did a great job of building the lead and keeping the lead. He was good. You know, I think a bounce back game for himself tonight. I thought he did a great job of being aggressive to score, but also looking for his teammates. I thought he did an incredible job. Him and Frank coming off the bench, I thought those guys did a good job. I thought JaVale gave us a spark on the boards, also being able to finish, and then also being a presence of changing shots.
I feel like after Sunday's loss, like the message about urgency and understanding what's at stake, do you feel like that really resonated in tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a question for them too. But I thought the focus this morning, the talk, the walkthrough, you could tell you know, guys were different, and so with that, just playing that many bodies in a short amount of time, I thought the guys did a great job. We haven't done that in a while, but just understanding, I thought JaVale gave us a spark. We're going to need that, you know, come Wednesday. But I thought Kai and Luka, really, those two set the tone from the start.
When you say different, what did different look like this morning?
Well, I think just I think a little bit more relaxed. We talked about that this pregame, is just being relaxed, understanding what's at stake, going through the process here of playing games that mean something. Some of us haven't been in that position before, and I think you're starting to see the guys understand what that means.
And that Luka pass on the baseline to Hardy.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which one, though?
Really?
He had a couple of them that were pretty cool. He was kind of trapped. That, you know, I think that's what he does when he's, you know, he's one of the best passers in the league. He can find guys. He's strong enough. I don't know if anybody else can make that pass, and then to be able to catch and shoot. Hardy did that, I think, not just once but a couple times tonight from Luka's double teams and or some of the passes. Again, he can make passes most guys can't.
Even though you got constantly push the ball up the court, you only had one turnover.
Yeah.
First half, 4 through 3 quarters, 5 quarters was protected.
Yeah, we talked about that at halftime of only having one turnover, so that means we're getting looks, make or miss. When you can have that type of action, when guys are making plays for one another and taking care of the ball, that gives us a shot at the basket. And so tonight, that's, again, something that we've talked about, is taking care of the ball and getting a good look.
How do you piggyback off this man, taking the Wednesday game to go down?
Yeah, going to, you know, playing the Sixers here Wednesday. They got, you know, maybe the MVP in Embiid, but they got a heck of a team. Last time we played them at home, it was a good game. We're going to need that same effort that we had tonight.
Going back to that Luka pass
Yeah.
Can you see him in that position when he's just standing there and trapped? Can you picture him? Can you tell that he'll be able to make a pass like that?
Yeah, I didn't have that receiver for him to make that pass. I thought he was going to the top of the floor with kind of a hook pass, but as Luka does, he surprises us with some things that most people can't do, and that's just a hard pass on the baseline. There's just so many hands. But when he threw the Nolan Ryan fastball, so I don't think anybody was going to get in the way of that. But to receive it and then be able to catch and shoot on time, on target from that length is pretty impressive.
Jaden spent more time alongside Luka and Kyrie today. What do you like about the combination when those three are on the floor together?
Yeah, I think it gives us another ball handler, and the beauty of Kai and Luka is they'll let him bring the ball up. That just shows the trust that they have in the rookie, being able to get us in the offensive play or being able to cause a problem in early pick and roll, and understanding that they trust that he can make a play, not just to score, but to collapse the defense and find the open guy. And I think you saw that this evening.
Jaden has benefited a fair amount, I would say, from Kyrie playing alongside him in like those bench groups. Like in little things like Kyrie screening for him in the zoom action. What do you like about kind of the way Jaden's able to benefit off of playing alongside a superstar, like after adding him this season?
Yeah, I think when you look at Kai's gravity, just like Luka's gravity, those two setting screens for Hardy, Hardy's speed and his ability to get downhill a lot of times without a screen. So that just gives him the advantage, and he's taking full advantage of that, understanding the gravity of Kai and Luka when they set those screens in the zoom, in the DHOs to be able to get downhill, and he can finish with the best of them. But also you've seen that he can find the open guy. One play that you guys talk about, the pass, but I thought that one of our best transition plays of the year was the Hardy to McGee Seawood in the transition on the left side, the throw ahead. His ability to understand to make the right play, you saw that tonight. I thought for a rookie to be able to have a touch pass to Seawood was really, really impressive. Not saying it was Luka, but it was close to being Luka.
It seems like Jaden's continued to improve defensively, like getting comfortable with like the NBA like responsibilities. What have you seen from him on the defensive side of the ball as of late?
Yeah, I think we didn't talk about that either. It's just his ability to tip balls and the rebound, not come up with the rebound, but to be able to tip it to a teammate. He's not afraid of the contact. He's doing what we're asking by coming back to participate, to help. And so he's coming up with some tips or some rebounds for us, and for a young player to understand that is really helping us as a whole. But I think it's going to just make him that much better of a basketball player when he can play both sides.
Did you see anything out of McGee tonight after he was going forward with basically bigs like Embiid open?
Yeah, we're going to need him. We're going to need his energy. We're going to need his ability to make it tough, and then also to be able to rebound the ball. So I thought McGee did a good job tonight. We're going to need him to do that again on Wednesday. Thank you. Thanks.